Hey there, Postal here. So this week we've got the March of Nations, Japan. I started it off this weekend, Saturday night, when I was on Twitch, flying a lot of the Japanese planes, or at least the ones I've got. Ended Twitch off with everything else. But I just wanted to kind of do a brief overview of my recommendations for this week. I know Japan is one of the smaller tech trees. There's only 3 lines. But I highly recommend everybody get an A7M while it's available on the cheap. Heck, even if it's not available on the cheap, this is one of my favorite planes. Real turn and burn, and this thing swivels on a dime. I didn't keep any of the rest of the Zero line just because, in my opinion, those particular planes, they're all about their maneuverability, and they kind of suck at everything else. I mean, they've got good guns, but the airspeed and altitude performance were so bad on those. I'd rather have a Spitfire or something else, a Yak, that was very good at maneuverability, not as good as a Zero, but good enough to get me by, and had just a little bit more altitude performance and a little bit better airspeed. Those kind of frustrated me. But the A7M, although it's basically a bigger version of those Zeros, just seems to fit a little bit better at Tier 7. I just absolutely love this. I've got more aces in this particular plane than any other plane that I own. It's just a great all-around plane. J4M, it's on discount this week as well. I got this one a long time ago, but I recommend it as a trainer for your J7 planes that you'll be getting if you're going down the Zero line. It's a fun little plane. It's not the best Tier 7 premium plane out there, but if you've got the gold to toss on it, I'd recommend getting it. The other lines you'll notice on the tech tree for Japan, there's really only 3, and technically there's 2.5 because the heavy line hasn't been filled out yet. The KI line, I have the KI 94-2. I'm going to get the KI 162-1. I'm not overly excited about it. I really am not thrilled with the 2 30mm guns and it being just ridiculously maneuverable. It doesn't excite me. I'm still going to get it just because I want to go down the tech line, but it's just one of those grinds that at this point I'm just like, meh. Maybe I'll be surprised when I buy it and fly it. Let's keep our fingers crossed. The other line, I've got the KI, I've researched the KI 93, I'll buy that. Again, I'm not super excited about it, only because it doesn't go anywhere. I want to get it, though, because it's on the cheap, and eventually the rest of this line will be filled in. What I am excited about, what I did get excited about, what I'm over the top about once I actually played it, was this J7W2. Now, for me, personally, the J7W1 didn't quite fit my playstyle. I went from the A7M to the Tier 8 multi-role, and everything you've learned about the Zero line is kind of thrown out the window with the J7W1. It does have really, really good guns, especially for its tier, but it just didn't. I didn't mesh well with it. But looking at the stats of the J7W2, I was still excited to get it, and I held off on getting it until I saw the March of Nations, and I was going to be able to get it on cheap. And definitely a shout out to Red. I wouldn't have been able to buy it on Saturday night without his support, so thank you so much for that. But he did get to see some pretty flippin' good gameplay. The first 3 games I had in this were just absolutely awesome. I haven't played it since then, but I wanted to show some gameplay today. And besides the A7M, I highly recommend go down the Japanese heavy line. It's got the Tier 5 and Tier 6 especially are really good. I'll give a heads up on the Tier 7 once I buy it. But this J7W2 is completely worth any headache, if I had any headaches, any headache that the Zero line would have given beforehand. These freaking guns are game changers. When they hit so hard versus anything that you're running into besides maybe ground pounders. But even those don't last very long. It's taking out heavy fighters. It's taking out multi-rolls and light fighters like it's nothing. Literally 2 hits done. It's ridiculous. I did totally set this pilot up to have high accuracy because I knew I wanted to have these guns actually hit, and I knew once they did hit, everything would be better. And it is true. If you were able to watch me on Saturday night, I think every time I flew it, there was some sort of stunned reaction while I was playing it, because this plane is just awesome. But besides the guns, what else does it have going for it? Well, it's got a couple of bombs. They're kind of there, just like on the J7W1. They're kind of just supplementary. You're using them, but your whole focus isn't necessarily on bombing anything. You're going to be utilizing this particular plane to take out enemy aircraft for sure. But you'll notice it has a jet, and instead of the rear propeller plane that it had on the W1. Really great thing about that is, it has the airspeed that you hadn't been used to up this entire line. I don't even have the top engine, and it's still pretty nippy. Is that the right word? That's when you're cold, right? Anyway, it's fast. It's not the fastest thing out there, but if you're used to the 0 line, if you're used to the W1, this is going to be pretty happy bump in airspeed, and it'll be even better once I get the top engine. I would highly recommend saving up for these 30 mil cannons. It's 300 damage per second per gun, right? It's a pretty big jump up from the 20 mils that you start off with, 30 mils that are available on the W1. I mean, that's 1200 per second. So that's going to be popping out a lot of damage. Obviously, the accuracy is not the best on these, but it is what it is. Just like any Japanese airplane, I'm going to highly recommend you get a firefighter. If not firefighter on your skill, maybe some sort of fire consumable. I typically don't use a fire extinguisher on my consumable, just because I figure I can use the firefighter on the skill set. And I'd much rather have my pilot put back in than, I'd rather always have a pilot than always be waiting for my plane to catch on fire and be able to use that consumable. So let's go ahead and let's hop into some gameplay, and let's hopefully have a good game so I can show you why I absolutely just adore this particular plane. So we have a Tier 9 battle. A W2 on the other team. Prime Sentinel, I believe, is pretty good. I've run into him before. I don't recall Tyler, but he's in a IL-20, so he's going to be a pain in the butt. We have Closed Coffin on our team, so should be pretty okay. Also trying to
get ready for action. Let's go.
Wiggle our way into a Lambert. So trying to get a couple different things going here. See if these guns are working with me, if I'm working with them. Let's get this guy first, huh? Ah, crud. Turn too slow. Kids are making restaurant food for us right now.
She liked it.
I'm glad they like the food.
She just didn't have a tablet.
Cool. Bad timing on recording a video, I suppose. Kids made a restaurant, I think everybody made a restaurant when they were a kid. And on the menu is some nicely spelled foods. But anyway, back to the game. Hopefully I'm not ramming into anybody else as the game goes on. Don't know why I'm going for this guy. I should have gone for the guy up top. Broke one of my own rules there. I never try to go for the bottom guy, I go for the top guy, so I don't know what I was thinking. It's easy to go back down. Not always easy to go back up. Especially with this particular... Ooh. See just how good these guns are, shall we? Well, alright. Guess he wasn't paying attention. Which is okay by me. I'm running out of hit points. Trying to save some. Oh, that's right, I've got bombs. Shall we? Hopefully it won't take any hits for a little while. Gain some hit points back. I don't have time to gain hit points back. Dang! Sorry there, Norris. I was hoping to get that, get the comm center. But I'm wondering if... So we've got this a little bit. I don't think we've got the time to sit on the military base. Let's go ahead and get there. I don't trust my... Well, I guess we got our friendly bombers over there. Excuse me, but I want to get something. And if an RB-17 just dropped everything and it's barely making the military facility white rather than red, we're in trouble, aren't we? Let's get this P-1056 toast. P-51H. Not necessarily worried about him, which means he's probably going to kill me. But I just figure I'd take care of the things that I can get rid of really easily. I can get rid of the P-51H easily, of course, but you know, it's these things that have so many hit points that this plane does so well at. Look at that. One hit. More than half his health is gone. Alright. Thank you. Alright. Let's see if we can get rid of Tyler over here. Trying to... Look at me. I'm just... oh, hello. Cruising around. Nothing to see here. Not looking at anybody. Unfortunately, I'm going too freaking fast, so coming at him from the side is where you want to come at these guys. And toast. And there you go. IL-20. Took, what, all of like 3 seconds there, 4 seconds to get rid of. That was even accounting for my guns overheating. Toast! Again! This is just what I absolutely love about this plane. It's ridiculous. It's nutty. It's stupid. It's awesome. I'm not wasting my time, no offense with that. I need to get to the center here. DOS boost. Let's go up a little bit higher at least. Let's see if we can flip the center. Come to me, 109G. Toast. Hey, whatever's shooting at me should be dying soon. Thank you. What do I gotta do? Suppose I'll get rid of this guy so I don't have to worry about the military facility for too long. Hey. Problem with all Japanese planes in this particular game is... Oh, I thought I had him. Is just how weak they are. This is one of those situations where you just need to hit them before they hit you. Luckily this IL-20 should be dead pretty soon, considering how many hits I put into him. But on that note, let's go ahead and get to the comm center. I'm kind of surprised bombers haven't been flooding into us yet. Looks like the center's pretty well defended, but my goal is to kind of sweep this way.
Enemy objects damaged.
Kind of going the wrong way, but I guess we'll take it. Oh, hey! See if we can make his life miserable. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Oh my god, like everybody and their brother's coming in here. A little bit afraid to chase him.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed.
Just
Return
hit.
to base. Do you copy?
That's all I ask is to hit.
Stay alert, pilots. Large enemy force spotted over the airfield.
Yeah, I noticed that one too. Thanks for pointing it out. I'm glad those rockets missed me. Just come a little. There you go. A little bit closer. It's like you were never here. Alright, so there's a...
We've lost the military base.
crud!
Regain the ground.
There's a light fighter way the heck up there. Of course, it's a Mustang. He's still staying way the heck up there. See if I can toss some bombs. Hopefully those will hit. In the meantime, let's go get us another 109G, right? Cool. But it looks like to me like there's a Mustang who wants to play. Just got to hit.
The enemy
Thank you.
is launching rocket strikes on our complex. Try to
And every time
neutralize the
I
enemy
get something,
military
something
base.
else dies, huh? So let's go ahead. I'm closer to here, so I want to go ahead and flip this garrison, if at all possible. DOS boost. Trying to aim out. I feel like I should be hitting him.
The enemy is about to win. Push harder.
Not sure that's very helpful from our friendly commander there. God dang it. Should have just had a little bit more speed. And come on, don't overheat on me now. Alright, one down. What else I got going on here? Coming at me, bro. Dang it, just a little bit more would be nice. But honestly, if this plane had any more maneuverability, any more speed, it would just it'd be on the verge of overpowered, right? Oh no, are we gonna lose this? We are gonna lose this. Prime, come here, Prime. Let's go ahead and get to the center. I was hoping that Bomber would have lived a little bit longer, but man, our bots did nothing. C'est la vie. Such is World of Warplanes life.
Pilots, we are losing the initiative.
Thank you,
Push
dude. Yell
harder.
at me more. Like, there's literally no planes over here for me to shoot. It's very difficult to have any kind of impact on the game when I can't do anything. Dang it.
Attention all aircraft. Fall back and regroup.
Yeah, well. But you can at least see the impact you can have with this particular plane. Let's head back to the hangar. Okay, so defeat, unfortunately, which is a darn shame. How many times do I get 19 frags? I really need to get some sort of ticker counter. Anywho, you know, no fault of closed coffins, obviously. That was, I probably, instead of going for that garrison at the end, should have headed back towards the middle and gone for the military base. I was just under the impression that we had a little bit more of a lead than we actually had. That being said, really good job of Prime, and Tyler for that matter. But you can see, you know, this particular plane, it can tear up a ground pounder. I mean, those are IL-20s, right? And granted, they're not IL-40s, but IL-20s are not, they're not weak planes by any means. This is really good at taking down ground pounders because of its speed, believe it or not. Its top speed is rather low for, you know, for this tier, but that's not necessarily a bad thing if you're trying to take down ground pounders. And with these guns, you want to try to take down ground pounders. You might as well, right? You're down here anyway. So I'm really enjoying this plane. I can now put the top engine on, so that's a perk. Yay. And let's see. I'm kind of tempted to just take the bombs off. I don't really use them all that much. I mean, I've used them obviously, but let's see, did it have an impact on that game? 8,000 damage to the ground. You know, I was just kind of using them as like, oh yeah, that's right, I've got them. So I may very well stop loading those. You'll see that the hello, I can do this. The top speed, you know, goes up to its full potential at 60. As of right now, though, I'm going to leave them on. If I can, oh, well, it is mounted. It's just not doing its thing. Right now, I'm going to continue to leave them on. I still have an engine upgrade equipment. I'm definitely going to recommend. Seems to think that the game's just kind of loading a while here. I definitely recommend, you know, like most of the Japanese planes, the engines turn out to be very weak. So I'm definitely going to get some boosters for that. But otherwise, I'm absolutely loving this plane. Win, lose, or draw, I'm having fun playing with this plane. I highly recommend, while this week is going on, get yourselves as close to a J7W2 as you can, because it's awesome, and I'm really excited to get the W3. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to give it a like. If you feel free to comment, I always respond to the comments, and you know, I enjoy the discussion points. So I hope you're all having a great day, and I hope to catch you soon.